And we are live Sunday night. What is this? December 18th, 2022. We are a week away from the Christmas day. Big man come down the chimney, as Bobbles said in his little video today. If y'all didn't check it, Bobbles did release a video today. I know it's far and in between, but he does release a couple here and there.
I was trying to resist the urge to make a video today. I didn't have any set topic. If I did, it would have been the 200th video that I would have done this year.
Oh, really?
I was like, I need something for 200. For the 200 video this year, I got to have something. I can't just randomly do a video.
Yeah, Argentina. I'm not a big soccer fan, but it was nice to see them win it for somebody that's been playing as long as he has to really, I guess, really enjoy it. I don't know. He might be whining and dining the trophy tonight. So it was nice. I didn't watch any of it, but it was just nice to see them enjoy it. And,
apparently, it was a good game. I'm not a soccer guy at all, but apparently it was an exciting game. I think Mbappe got a hat trick, so that's pretty good. For the card guys, I'm like, the Mbappe guys have to be excited. That was a good performance.
Wow, I didn't know that. I just saw the score, and then I saw the pictures and everything. Hey, doctor, we were just chatting about you. Yeah. So tonight, since it was just kind of ironic, both of them released today or yesterday videos touching on their year in review. And I really like the breakdown that both of y'all done. Y'all really kept up. I'm sitting here going, I'm trying to remember what I bought last week, and y'all are popping out stuff you bought all year. I was like, okay,
that's what the videos are for, Scott. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know. But
I literally went and watched the playback. I was like, oh yeah, I bought that this year. Cool, good to know.
After I archive it, it's done. It's next one. I gotta try to keep up with my man down here with how many I'm releasing in a week. So but the Madonna, I was going to ask you about those 10 cups. I mean, that's got to be the way to go, right? About a singles instead of that box, that Premier. That's a higher end.
So you're talking about the cup?
Yeah, the cup. I said 10 cup. I was thinking about
it. Yeah. So for most part, obviously, if you like to gamble, you like to gamble. But it's but it is the highest tier product they've got, so it's one of those things. Evening, Steven. But they've got the high. If most player collectors are going to go after the singles. There's almost no chance, unless you pull a top tier or something, you're losing money in every pack you open. It's fun to do, but that's a gamble and a half. If it's $100 box, so be it. But when it's hundreds of dollars, $1,000 a tin, or whatever it is now, probably a couple of $1,000s a tin. It's gotten ridiculous. Yeah, you've got almost no chance of succeeding. It was I did that with the AW Spectrum. I did it for fun. I was able to get a very favorable price on those, but I definitely lost money on one pack. And on the other pack, I think I came out a little bit ahead. Right. And I did better than most. Some people got destroyed and opened up a whole case and got killed on the whole case.
Right. I saw the price on that, and I was like, yeah, I just, I sent you the picture of the AEW, the
hobby box.
The hobby box.
I still think that. I think that's fair. I think that price is fair. Yes. I think that you can have fun. You've got some good cards in there. You can do all right and be happy.
And I showed it off in my Saturday one with Upper Deck. They're really just making those clear pictures, and just I like their picture selection for their cards right now.
Well, I can give you a quick heads up on that. I can give you a little inside info on that. Yeah, they actually have a very limited amount of options.
Oh, is
AEW literally gives them the pictures they're allowed to use.
Oh, okay.
And in some cases, they only have in this case, it turned out they had good options, which is awesome. So they wrote, but they don't have the pick of the litter. They can't pick whatever they want.
Okay, yeah, because it just seems like this year's hockey. I hate to compare it to Tops because I think Upper Deck they're separate. But man, if you had, it's really close to a Stadium Club X, how they're doing things right now. Is this Mrs. on here tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, so we gotta be on our best behavior because I'm
gonna be on my standard behavior. That's what I promise. I'm gonna be on my standard behavior.
Well,
Evening, Miss Bobbles.
I'm telling the people in chat.
Well, y'all do you is on you. I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
Yeah, I watched y'all talking about cage matches and stuff last night. We're gonna
Thunderdome.
have that over here.
Who
Yeah,
you
Thunderdome.
sending? Who you sending to Thunderdome, Scott? Let's go. Who you taking on in Thunderdome?
Who, me?
Yeah, who you taking on in
No,
Thunderdome?
y'all got personal like hobby stuff. I love everyone.
that's like my Man of Peace line. It's like it's bullshit, is what it is. It's absolute
Yeah,
trash. It's lies. Scott,
out
this
of
is
my
where you got to
different
go in and be like,
characters, that's my dude love.
mm-hmm, interesting. All right,
I'll tell you offline.
there you go. If we chat at the national, I'm like, all right, Scott, Thunderdome, let's go. Who's going in? Who's going in with you? You're
Well,
big,
see,
Scott. You can probably just pick somebody smaller than you and take him out.
well, I can't remember his name, but it's probably like the first guy I ever watched on here. I play a lot of games. I was playing baseball, and I was trying to learn how to hit better. So I was getting stats. On the game, they do tops cards.
Yep.
So the guy was talking about that plus playing the game, and then he got into opening real packs, but he had no clue what he was talking about, and I just wanted to jack slap him. And he had like 1 billion followers, and how does this work?
Is it the baseball player? It was because there was the baseball player who was the former baseball player who had a run there. He was doing like a breaking channel. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Like Phil Hughes? Is that who you're
I think
talking about?
so. I think
No,
maybe,
this was a guy that was playing MLB The Show.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And he's connected with. They do funny stuff where they do pickup softball games and record them. That's
Gotcha.
pretty funny.
All right, gotcha.
But when it came to like the sports cards, and that was supposed to be his thing, he didn't know how to pronounce names, didn't know teams, players. But at least he wasn't telling me who's the top 5 cards of the week. So
I have issues with names sometimes.
What's that?
I have issues with names sometimes.
I have issues all the time.
UFC guys?
Man,
but in fairness, that's now been parlayed into entertainment. Now people are like, what is the most ridiculous name I can say? You're going to pay a fee? Yes, I'm going to pay that fee. I don't even want the damn card. I just want you to say it. Just say it.
That's right. I like sending cards out to people where they go, I got this in from Big Scott. And they got to say some guy's name from
I still don't know how to pronounce Khabib's last name. It reminds me of that little meme thing where that girl's like, Irma Gerd. That's what his last name looks like. Khabib Irma Gerd. That's what his last name looks like. I don't know how to pronounce it. So anytime somebody sends one, it's just Khabib.
Bob, it's just chill. Play out of my playbook. At a certain point, like I did on the live last night. On Friday. Last night. I've lost track of time. I think that live stream's still going on. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is that Eric was trying to tell us who got the first 3-pointer, and it was some Boston guy. And every time I kept changing the name. Like every time it was like, oh, it was even Zerning was the 3-point guy, right? And he goes, no. It's like, you gave me like 6 names, man. Which one is it?
I just remember being a Ford because I was like, y'all finally went and what was Henry Ford doing there?
Yeah, I was like, it's the car guy? What's the car guy doing jacking up 3-pointers?
Yeah, because I had y'all on while I was playing games, and I was just y'all had me laughing while I'm sitting there.
It's a policy of mine never to actually listen to what Eric says. That's he can say words, but we don't actually listen to him. That's part of the reason why we're all sane.
To answer the question on the cup,
got somebody THA his first time going to the national. All right, hope you have fun.
The cup pre-order right now is $12.50.
What's that?
And that is one single box with 6 cards. You can buy a full case of Series 1 for under that.
So you're saying $12.50 for one tin? For one tin from the cup?
$12.50 for one 6-card tin, yes.
Yeah. So you just imagine though, 6 cards, $1,250 US. You do $200 a card. Think of that average, $200 per card, and you're crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
The likelihood of you getting murdered is very high.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I mean, I know that's secondary, or did you go to Upper Deck to get that, or was that off of Blow? No, it could be Blow.
That's Steel City.
Steel City.
So Upper Deck is real tight on who they allow to put up pre-sales because you have to
Right.
be like a diamond dealer.
Yeah.
So
On
they
the
can't play
online
with
one,
the
and they're
numbers.
very militant about it. If you
Yeah,
come close to violating, they're happy to like remind you. We'll pull your license right away.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's market rate right there for
Yeah.
it, 12.50.
Yeah.
Well, 357, he did not watch it. He told us a while ago.
Not 1 second of it. And I
Yeah.
have not watched 1 second of this World Cup or any of the World Cups in my lifetime.
Yeah, that people ask me at work, and I was like, I don't watch any other soccer. It's kind of like for me, the Olympics is the same way. I don't watch bobsledding any other time of the year, just because it's got an American flag on the front bumper. I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Now, when I was a kid, I watched it because it was pretty fun to watch, but now it's like so much other you can do.
Yeah. I respect it's a big deal, but I've never been an international sports guy. I'm not really an Olympic guy either. It's one of those things like for the most part, I just don't care.
Right.
But I'll watch the odd thing here and there. But yeah, for World Cup, no chance.
Right.
I do watch a lot of the Olympic stuff, just because it's stuff that I don't normally,
Yeah, I can understand.
like curling. That can actually be interesting, even though it's not.
Bobbles, I
something-
should just send you a feed from Canada. We got curling all the time. You can watch Scotty's Tournament of Hearts. Knock yourself out. Bro.
You know why curling is fun? Because anybody can do
Literally
it.
anybody.
Yes.
I'll sit there and watch it and get into it. But I didn't watch.
Bobbles just like it's like, can I just come in and yell "hurry hard"? Like that's it's like hurry, hurry, hurry hard. Yeah, that's all it is. It's like I don't even know what's happening right now, but it's working.
Yeah,
I think the red team's winning.
I actually watch it, but the World Cup I did not. I actually went on Google and pulled up to see what the score was. This is how much I know about soccer. So I know Sean in the group is big into soccer.
Right.
And I was confused because, and I sent him a little screen clip, but it said final, which I knew was the final match, but then it said final and it was 3-3. And so I sent him a screenshot of it and I was like, how did they tie in the championship match? And he was like, it's not over. And I was like, how is it not over?
That part of it I do understand. That part of it I do. Look, I'll give you. I'll tell you one story, and then the best joke with because my buddy's a big soccer guy. He loves all this, the Bundesliga and all miscellaneous crap. He loves that stuff, and he was a season ticket holder to the TFC team for years. So that was the thing. One time I was making an argument with somebody about soccer, how boring it is, how low scoring it is, and how pointless it is. And he was arguing with me, and I go, okay, tell you what, I'm gonna do something. So we had what was called Pro Line. It was like the provincial. You could actually do sports betting, legalized sports betting. You could do wagers on stuff. So you could pick your outcomes, home team, away team, or a tie. Now you have option of a tie. I picked 6 soccer games, and they add up all the odds. And what I did is I just went tie 6 times. I got 5 out of 6, and the one that I missed on was 1-0, and 3 of them were 0-0 ties. Out of the 6 games that I chose teams that I've never heard of any of these teams. I literally just picked 6 games at random in soccer and just went tie 6 times. If I had hit on the last one, I put $2 in the thing because that's the minimum you could do. I would have won like $8,500. If that one last game, if one less goal had been scored, I would have gotten $8,500 on a $2 wager because I just picked 6 ties and I have no idea who these teams are. That's soccer.
I tried to learn a little bit about it when people were submitting them, and the soccer cards got a little bit more popularity in 2020 and 2021. I had a couple people on the channel that Scott Kelly was one I had on, and he started explaining it to me. And I think the biggest thing for me, even if the sport was a little bit more exciting, it's very confusing because imagine like a low A team in baseball suddenly the next year being in the major leagues. That thought process to me doesn't make any sense. And then you have
the team from Italy's all of a sudden in the major leagues.
Well, I mean, and then you have there's different, isn't there a US league? And then
so what happens is it gets really confusing because you've got multiple tournaments, multiple leagues, multiple variations of it. You can have
and then
different
multiple
kinds
levels.
of games. Yeah, multiple levels. The relegation is what you're talking about, the relegation thing. Look, the way I presented it, so first thing is I did that wager just to prove a point. And it almost worked. Actually, I would have loved to have won that wager. It would have been very funny. I'll take the cash. I'll take it. But the second one is after a while, I was just like, dude, what I'm witnessing right now and what I'm watching here for even a little bit, this is pretentious cross-country running. This is just hours of me watching people run. except we're pretending there's going to be a goal eventually. It's literally cross-country running. If I want to see this, I will watch running.
Right.
Because that's all I'm watching.
That's right.
Wait, and here's a question to cross-tie the soccer conversation with hockey, and we all three, we like hockey. The game came down to penalty kicks, right? For all the marbles, the trophy, Messi being the greatest ever, blah, blah, blah. It came down to penalty kicks. That is man versus man. And the man that's like on defense is the goalie. But in both soccer and hockey, goalies are like one of the overlooked things of both sports. I've never heard anybody like mentioning a goalie in soccer.
Yeah, but in soccer, the goalie is
it's
very rarely does he block a penalty kick.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That was the thing I said, like when Sean was like, "Oh, it's going to penalty kicks," and I was like, "Okay, here's the prime example why goalies in both soccer and hockey are overlooked or underrated and undervalued, in my opinion, because the whole championship match came down to essentially both goalies."
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people love it, and I know
the thing about
I love
whole
baseball,
argument,
and people talk about how boring that is. So,
but the thing is that the soccer one, the whole argument with the cards thing was always that the massive fan base, which by the way is 100% true. When they add up the watching numbers on that World Cup final,
oh yeah,
I guarantee it will be this ridiculously huge number worldwide that will like dwarf most sports in anything. And over the course of it, like all these people watching, and they're hardcore. The hardcores of the hardcores were watching like every second of it. I can relive every moment. But the thing is, it doesn't translate to cards because they don't necessarily care. They love watching the sport. They'll wear the jerseys. They'll support their home club, their other club, their fourth tier club, whatever it is. But guess what? At the end of it, it's like, oh, do you want to buy any cards of Messi? I really don't care about that. Do you want any cards of Mbappe? Not really. No.
Sean said that the fan base is more about, and it makes sense because that's kind of where Panini originated, but he said they're more about their sticker books.
Yeah.
Sticker books and buying the jerseys than they would be collecting the cards.
And don't forget the scarves. The scarves are a big thing. They love the scarves.
It's getting cold. It's cold in these parts, Scott.
With their name on it, and they're. We'll go back to, was it MJF or whatever in his scarf? It looks like one of those, but with the team name on it. Yep. Oh, sorry, 3D. Yeah, we'll wake you up now. Enough about soccer, people.
You got three guys that doesn't watch it.
I feel like we're bashing it. We don't even watch it.
But Scott, the best part, that's the part I actually liked. I like the fact that the three people out here don't actually give a crap about it, and we're talking about it. So who are the heels now? The people on the screen.
Yeah, I respect y'all. But to get back to my opening thing, because next week I'll do my year in review, and then the week after that, on the 1st, I'll do for next year. So y'all were talking about y'all's years, and I know you got one, maybe two more y'all are doing. But can you just say that you feel like you had a successful 22 in this era, this year of collecting, coming out of COVID or whatever we went through for a few years?
You go first, Carlos. You go first, Bobbles.
All right. So to be clear on my video, it had nothing to do with my pickups or anything like that yet.
Right.
I haven't gotten into all of that. My video today was more pretty much thanking the community and showing, and I kind of titled it "In a Dying Hobby" because we heard so much negativity and that the hobby's dying and the prices are down and it's not going to last and this and that. And I got to looking, and you're in the Facebook group. I did it twice this year. I did it once in April, and then I did it again in July, where I had gave updates on some goals I had set. Now, goals are meant, first of the year is coming up, and we all will set a New Year's resolution or a goal or something. Doesn't mean we're going to reach it, but it gives you something to work towards.
Yeah.
And the thing that resonated most with me and that I was proud of is that even in this time, in this year, when everything was so downward trending in the hobby, all of my numbers actually rose. And as long as, I'm making more friends. People are enjoying things more. All of that. To answer your question about being successful in that aspect of it, 100%, because
Yeah,
you know
success is many different ways. That's why I left it open. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that it was awesome to see. I didn't reach all of the goals. I would love to get the Facebook group because you've been in it for a while. It used to
Right.
be really active,
Yeah.
but I think what a lot of has happened is a lot of people like they're creating a lot more chat platforms. Like even Facebook, I guess now has like these group chat things that they've
Mhm.
made. And I think more people, rather than putting posts and going, you're scrolling through a page to look at different posts, they're just going in these chat things. Discord, you can make little channels and go to the different channels. Boom, boom, boom. People are talking. I think Facebook and the whole post thing, a lot of stuff gets lost. It gets jumbled around. Maybe I had people tell me, I didn't even see you posted about the shirts, for sale. I made 3 different posts about it. So that just shows you sometimes things I think are getting lost, and the group side of Facebook might not be what it was when everything was booming. But overall, the numbers were up. My subscribers went up. It's showing a good little trending upward thing. That's cool to me. Um, my eBay, I've been working real hard towards that. Instagram followers, that's been going up. And it's not about being popular. It's
Mhm.
about the community growing. Because how many friends
Right.
have you made, through the group or whatever,
This has been, yeah. I
It
mean, it started year before last, and it grew last year, and then this year it's just, it's like gets bigger and stronger. The friendships are stronger, and
right.
I got places to stay all over the country. I mean, until to see how big I actually am when they walk in the door, and then they might lock the refrigerator. But it's just facts, Carlos. But it's just I feel you on that, on the community aspect of it. How about you, Carlos? Overall, how do you feel? I know you showed some great cards today, and you last week you touched on some other stuff. How do you? I feel like you've been doing good this year because I think you enjoy the hobby, no matter what the people say the hobby's in flux or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Well, whenever we have that discussion, I always try to put it in context that
yeah,
the quote unquote dead period, that mid late '90s period, I was collecting all the way through that. So that quote unquote was the dead period, the actual dead period, the real one. And I remember being in line for promos and stuff in '97, '98 because they were still producing it and people were in lines to grab that. Were there less people there than before? Yes, there were. So by comparison, I'm sorry, by a factor of like 5 to 10, this is still much bigger than that, even with decline and everything. We just came off the expo. There's a good chance I can double check with the Menzie, who's the promoter, but there's a good chance they're very close to the record amount, even with downturn, even with dealers were suddenly a little bit more flexible. It was interesting. I didn't have to, twist their arm nearly as hard as even the previous show to be
right.
able to get them to move a little bit on a couple things because they actually wanted to leave with some cash. The
Hmm.
dealers that
Well,
were willing to
Eric
do
had
that
paid him a lot
left.
of money already.
Yeah, the dealers that were able to do that, they actually left with a little bit of cash. They actually got to. Um, Personally, it was successful. I will say I found less cards than the previous year, but I feel like the quality was good. But 2021 and 2020 was like, I'm never going to reach that apex again. The money that suddenly showed up made
Right.
people put stuff up that I was looking for a very long time. But I still
Right.
found stuff. So it's one of
Right.
those things where, for me, it's not the amount. It's the, like, was I able to find stuff I was looking for? The answer is yes.
Oh, interesting. I never looked at it that way. That's an interesting aspect of it.
It was like during that whole run up where a lot of some folks, obviously some collectors were complaining about it, and I understood why. But here's the thing: that money motivated some people to make some things available that had been
Right.
sitting because the hockey guys in particular, they hoard. They'll just
Okay.
hold it for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They'll just hold, hold, hold. But all of a sudden the money was there and they were like, oh, I should probably sell this now because now there's a good chance. So suddenly, week after week, in 2021, every week I had a pickup video. I
Hmm.
didn't miss a single week because every week I had stuff coming in all the time.
Right.
This time around, I still had a lot of stuff coming in, but I'd have 3 or 4 weeks or 5 weeks where nothing would come in. It would just compile and ship my cards, but it wasn't, the volume was less. The
Right.
amount was less. But the quality, I think, held up. It might have even been better quality wise. Less
Right.
quantity, but more quality.
There you go. Wow, you made me think, and now my head hurts. But
This
yeah,
is what I do.
Yeah, my head is because for me, I feel like I've been saying this. I've been saying this for the last couple of months. I don't care what people think for the money wise, how the hobby's going up, down, or whatever, because the hobby's going to keep on moving. We've been in it for us have been in it for a long time. We're going to be in it regardless. So I don't think that I'm not worried about the hobby dying unless tomorrow, and even tomorrow, if Fanatics goes, we're shutting down everything. There's been so many cards that's made in the past. I don't think the hobby will ever die.
Right.
So I'm not really on those terms worried about that. And there'll be another company that just steps up and makes cards.
And that's why in my title and in the thumbnail, I put it in quotation marks
Right.
because that was like what people were trying to say.
Yeah.
But it's not, and in terms of the pickups and everything, the way I looked at 2020 and 2021, sure, it was awesome if you had stuff that you were willing to let go of because, as Carlos said, people made some stuff available.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no secret. I was sitting on piles of stuff that just went absolute berserk for no apparent reason that people are likely wondering why the hell they bought today, Prism base cards and stuff like that. But that opened up opportunity for me to pick up stuff that without 2020 and 2021, I likely wouldn't have been able to afford.
Right.
So there was opportunity there. So did I want that to go on forever? No, because now I feel like it's more relaxed again. I don't feel the need that I have to rush to eBay all the time. And if I don't buy something, oh my God, it's going to be 3x tomorrow. I can oh, well, I'll wait for another one to pop up.
This is my issue on this side of things. Being a collector, I feel like, and we know people are leaving the hobby. We're seeing less content from certain content providers, or the content's changing a little bit. But to me, the hobby's stronger now because more people can be involved in it at different levels than they were before because of the pricing. This week, being Christmas week, I was shocked to see how many blasters and boxes were on the shelves at Walmart this week. Mm-hmm. I thought for sure they were going to be gone.
Let me interrupt just for 1 second.
Yeah,
because this is something that, and I don't want to give all the spoilers because I'm going to go into it a bit deeper.
Right. Yeah.
But I've started listing. I like having fun, getting motivated, and listing on eBay and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been keeping an eye on it. December 8th, so 10 days ago, I really started getting back. I bought a new keyboard. I told all that. And started listing again because my hands were bothering me. So I stopped for a while. In the 10 days span from the 8th to today, I have sold almost as many cards on eBay as I did the entire year of 2021. And people say folks don't buy during the holidays a lot and this, that, and the other. Now, there's a key, though. It's and it's a very positive sign. It's the price point of the cards I'm selling. But it's stuff most people would say, well, that's a waste of time, whatever. I think it's a very huge positive sign for this hobby because it's stuff that the only reason people's buying it is because they're collecting. They're not sending these cards in for grading to try to flip. They're literally buying them because they want these cards.
Yeah.
And that is huge. That's a very, very huge positive sign.
Yeah. And like I said, I just want to touch on this. I did go to a show yesterday, a 2-day Friday, Saturday show here in Winston-Salem. It was half of it was sports cards, half of it was toys and other collectibles. It was a little sad, to tell you the truth, but I think there's many factors in that. So you can't really talk about the hobby as a whole because we just had a huge Raleigh show the week before. You got a week before Christmas. There was other shows. And in this area, they didn't have a lot of shows before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now afterwards they're being bombarded and down here. And I don't know if I'm waiting to see what happens afterwards, just to see if it's a little overkill, and if they need to slow down a little bit. But it wasn't even enough for me to see if dealers are willing to work with you or not. I did find some stuff. I didn't spend a lot of money. I picked up a lot of singles in the boxes, and that was about it. I didn't really see much else of anything else. But you went to a small card show, Bobbles, not too long ago, and you said it was one of the better card shows you've been to. I mean, so yeah, go ahead.
You were in Chantilly in October. Yep. James was with us in Chantilly, and y'all seen, like, James goes to Chantilly every time. He knows that I'm normally, buying cards, finding stuff I wanted, all that. I went to that show, and if I remember right, I bought like 3 cards or something. It wasn't hardly anything, and that was just very unusual. But it was more the dealers, the pricing, and just it wasn't stuff I was looking for.
Right.
This small show. It was in a hotel conference room. I mean, y'all seen the video. I literally made a loop. That's all it was. Little small area. There was kids there. There was dealers there. People knew each other. Like it was a community show. And I still have the little bank envelope here that I took with me to Chantilly. I've just kept the cash there. I spent 3 times at that small show that I did in Chantilly, and I went to Chantilly all 3 days. It was just so much better. It was a much better. I picked this up there. I mean, this was one of my pickups. Cabrera, top traded rookie, got a 9.5, paid $40 for it.
No shit.
I can't beat that.
Wow, Scott. Wow.
I just lost all my my sponsorship right there.
Think of the children, Scott. Good Lord.
Actually,
hey,
the guy
Dean's
that sold
in
that
bed, right? Dean's in bed, Andrew.
The guy that sold that to me, you would probably know who it is, Scott. He owns Cavalier Cards in Charlottesville.
Okay. Yep.
That's well, he doesn't own it, but he runs Cavalier Cards in Charlottesville.
Yeah. Yeah, because man, I was looking at that same card the other day, and it was a little bit more than $40, and it was a 9.
Well, I bought.
So congratulations.
I bought a bunch, and I'll tell you, the only reason I got that is because I came home from the show, and the little boy that I shouted out that has a YouTube channel, I couldn't find his YouTube channel because he messed up when he spelled it. And so I drove back over to the show, and he was gone. But the guy that did the Cavalier Card Shop,
there you go, Paige and Dinnabean.
He knew the kid's mom and was messaging her on Facebook to see if I could get like the channel name and everything. Yeah. And while he was doing that, I was digging through his boxes, and I like found a stack of stuff, and he was pricing it out. He priced it out at $40. So, I mean, I couldn't beat it. So, and then it gets a 9.5. I mean, to top it off. So,
yeah. Okay. Andrew said Dean's in bed, so it's okay. I'm good. He usually says hi to us or bye or going to bed or whatever if he's watching. He's my favorite YouTuber now. And that dog, Benny. Have you seen that dog, Bobbles? That they got?
The Great Dane.
Yeah, they can put he can ride it around. That dog's so big. But yeah, I just think you haven't been to a show since the expo, right, Carlos?
Yeah, I don't really do the small shows.
Right.
I used to years ago in the 90s. I would attend some of them. They were okay, but it was honestly just recycle of the same stuff. Mind you, it wasn't as hot a show circuit. Today there's a lot of shows. Like in a lot of places, there's a lot of shows, so you can attend to. But I'll be honest, like the shows that I started my collecting life in was like Expo. And at that point, it was like already 300 or 400 tables or 500 tables. That's what I started with. Right. When I was like in my teens. So I'm like, what? Why am I going? It's like, 30 table show. It's for peasants. Y'all do that.
Well, see, that's what I kind of felt like yesterday was like, I went to the National, didn't go to any other shows, and then I went to Chantilly, and then I come back, don't go to any other shows, and go yesterday, and I think my my standards were way up here, and I didn't take a lot of money. I just took a couple $100 and came back with a couple $100.
To be fair, you can find good stuff at those shows. It's just I don't have the energy to attend that many shows. I'd rather it just makes sense for me to do it. And
right.
it's not the amount of tables. It's just, is there going to be a variety of dealers? That's really the question that I have because.
Well, see, that's what my problem was with this show was it was, oh, I just saw the same table 4 times. It's not so much high-end basketball that I can look at. I did find somebody selling Kyle Ripkins, and I got all these Kyle Ripkins for less than 50 cents each. So I was happy with that. A lot of medals and inserts. What's that?
One of the best benefits to the small shows, if you like want to get out on a Saturday and go to a show for a couple hours, one of the benefits is like in that example there, the smaller shows, the table fees are usually a lot cheaper than a Chantilly or the National, and you can normally find better deals because the dealers aren't set up at a museum needing 30% above comps to pay table fees. They're way more willing to work with you because they have a lot less, into the table costs. That's one thing I have found different with the smaller shows.
Yeah, that's a great point. I do find I've been to some smaller ones here, but they have big dreams, and what I mean by that is they try to shoehorn every table and dealer that wants to be there in it, and then it's not even fun to be there. You're in a crowded room.
That's that promoter we were talking about.
Okay, yeah, and I've been to a couple, and I just have no want to go back to it because it's just not. I can't even. I'm 6'2", 350, man. I need some space.
The last time I used to set up at his shows that are real local here, and the last one I did, I called to make sure because I hadn't heard from him, and it was like the Friday before the show, just to confirm I had a spot. And he was like, "Oh, I can make room for you, but can you by chance bring your own table?" And I was like, "Well, I got a folding table. I guess I can bring it, but I had told him the previous show I wanted a table, and he had booked it so much. There was people outside in the parking lot set up. That's how many people he booked, and then he didn't even have tables, and I had reserved it, and I still had to pay for my table space, but I had to bring my own table. So yeah, that's that promoter.
Yeah. Okay. Yesterday, tables were spread out because I don't think they had as many as they thought to begin with. And it was funny because on one side of the room, they were really far apart. You could tell when they got to the other side of the room, they started getting smaller. I think they started, they go, oh, we got to put them closer together. And then they got to the other side. I was like, we don't need them this close. So somebody wants to know, Carlos, when you're going to have Card Collector 2 on.
Yeah, no, I'll answer the question. Okay. I have no opposition to it, but I ran into a problem. There were some folks like that where folks would ask, and I'd be like, "But what do you want me to talk to them about?"
Right,
and that's kind of the issue that I ran into. It's not that I have any issue doing it. I watch his stuff. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty well done. But he's a dealer, right? So it's like, so how's being a dealer? How's making videos and being a dealer? Like, what do you want me to talk to him about? What do you want me to ask him?
He does collect
Invite him on. Yeah, invite him on. Do a. What's your record? 6.5 hours?
7, probably closer to 7.5.
All right. Well, let's go 7 hours, 15 minutes. And we need every detailed layout on how you get $50,000 from Whatnot. There we go. That's the entire 7-hour topic.
Yeah.
Is he on Whatnot now?
Well, he was one of the ones who got the deal where they basically gave him some money to spend and then make a Whatnot stream. So he was one of the ones that got that. The thing is that with folks like that, the reason why I say it's not a bad idea is that you could totally do it, and if you're trying to build up your channel because he has such a big following, if you set it up and then have him promote it, look, if from a strictly selfish standpoint, it makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
I'm just being 100% honest with you. I would be bored out of my skull.
Right.
And it's not because the dude's a bad dude. I don't know him from Adam. I have no reason to have any issue with the guy.
He seems like he's pretty open, but man, that dude.
But I'd have nothing to ask him. Like, it's like, he's a dealer. I understand what a dealer does. There's nothing special in what he does.
Right.
But he does a good job of it. And you can watch his videos and there's no secret sauce. He goes there, buys up lots, prices them out very well. He's got a good sense of the price point. And a lot of times the dealers are willing to work with him either because they like, being involved in the vlog. That could be a big piece of it. Or because they just want to get out from under it and he's willing to buy a whole chunk at one time. And that makes their money. Right. And I have no issue with any of these things, but he's already showing that to you on his channel.
Yeah, he buys, like, he's getting, so even if he buys a card sticker price, like, let's say it's a $3 card, but it's sticker price $5, he's buying in such large bulk that it's bringing the cost basis down. So when he sells it, he's still got profit room on it.
Yeah.
And also, he's got to get inventory for his shop and everything else. It looked like he had a good bit of value boxes in his shop that people go to. He's in a good area. I mean, I watched
I've been
to
a shop.
I've been to before he even had a shop.
How'd you like
it? A little shop. And
very nice.
It's cool to see how he's grown.
It's a breaker shop. The boxes are kind of weak, and then he does have his stuff priced, but you can tell they don't keep up with the prices. They had a couple of hockey cards that were kind of priced when they first came out, and they were a year old. So on Young Guns that, they're so far off, I couldn't even really negotiate. But I did get, a blaster and a couple of cards out of there. That's when I was moving from Iowa. I just made a little detour into Ohio and came on down to Carolina.
Well, you just got to remember, he is a card shop who has reached into a lot of different categories, a lot of different areas, and he's taking advantage. By the way, respect for all these things. He also works in the content side of it. He sells merch.
He's a brand.
Let's think about this for a moment. Why are you buying a T-shirt for a card shop?
Right. He's a brand.
I'm not. Right. I'm not doing that. Bubbles, let's go. T-shirts for card shops, yay? Nay? I'm a nay. I'm not paying for that.
I'm not personally, like, I'll wear a Scott shirt, and I had shirts made, but it's not like.
But it's a card shop.
I get the premise.
It's literally
of
a card shop.
I didn't sell them. I gave mine away.
Yeah.
Well, so to be fair, and I don't know, folks, because not many people watch the video. When I put the shirts and the tumblers up for sale, all of that money got tossed into going out buying toys for Toys for Tots.
Yeah. Bubbles, Bubbles, you're not running a card shop. I'm asking
right.
about somebody running a card shop selling merch for a card shop.
I don't care if you.
That's what I'm asking. That's my question.
Yeah.
You're literally, it's like buying. It's like going to like going to Taco Bell and buying a Taco Bell shirt. What the hell for?
Hey, they do sell those. I mean,
I understand this. My point is, it's still stupid. Why on earth would you buy this shirt? Just eat the food if that's what you want to do. Don't eat the food if that's what you don't want to do. Go patronize the shop. I have no issue with the shop. I have no issue with their business model. I have no issue with their content. But other than the fact they run a car dealer, I don't understand what would be interesting about that conversation.
I think it's more the age group because he does. He's a younger dude, and I think his audience is probably a lot different.
I bet he's older than you think he is.
Yeah, but my audience with the content I make, it wouldn't jive. It would be something that I could do. I could have him on for one conversation, and even if it went tremendously well, the rest of my content isn't going to fit. They're not going to stick around to watch that. It'd be like, okay, let's do a one-off. It'd be like having Jeff Wilson on for one time. It's like, okay, great. I could draw an audience for that one time.
Golf Wilson.
Yeah, but other than that, what are we doing? I'm serious. Like, even if I could snap my fingers and make it happen, what aside from getting a one-time bump for one video, what are we doing?
You got to ask him. What are you doing? Taking a loan of government money that they're just giving to you anyway.
Yeah. How dare you take free money? How dare you take free money, you bastard?
For a business that has nothing to do with your card business, and if you spend it on cards and you get away with it, bravo. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest thing for anybody to get mad over.
Well, right now, we're at the time in the hobby where people get mad about everything.
Yeah, I know. I talked about that.
It doesn't even have to be good. It's just get mad about something.
So Andrew has a question about hockey. Why do they call the area behind the goal?
I genuinely don't know the answer to that. I know what he's talking about. I honestly haven't paid that close attention to it. It's very possible. I don't know. So what shape is it? So you know what I'll say? I will push back on you and say, all right, if it's not a trapezoid, what shape is it? What does the shape identify as? Clarify.
Right. I think it is a trapezoid, but
how do they call the crease when there's no crease in the ice?
What are it?
Look, at this point, I don't question stuff like that. It's like, dude, live with it. Just roll with it.
It is that. So yeah, it's just yeah. I want to touch on something here too. 3D and Staven and some of these other guys, THA.
Yeah.
I just want to say when we were talking about how our year was going, they brought up this was another year of a lot of new creators in our space that's still here, that didn't come in during the boom, but after the boom. Maybe they got into cards again or for the first time during the boom, but I want to, thanks for sticking around and all the creators. It just makes our space stronger.
But you were giving me crap about my output now. What the hell?
I'm not giving you crap about it.
There's a difference between supporting the space and spamming everybody's. It's like, oh my God. Hey guys, I had a thought. It's like, but tune in for the second episode for part 2 of my thought. I'm not done my thought, but I'll come back to you.
No.
But who watches it? I watch it every.
I need a couple more Jason Robertson pumps. Now we know there's an opportunity. There's still time.
That's right.
Man.
If you sell one of those anytime in your life, Bobbles, you're going to never hear it.
I've already admitted
sell a Jason.
I already admitted to selling a Jason Robertson on ComC. I did it off the back of the Bobbles pump. It was great for me. I profited from it already.
I was thinking about. I got some. I was like, we get these bad boys out there.
I'm just the only thing like. The being accused of pumping, that's a hilarious, like I find that very funny, but I do find it sad, not for only the people that bought him, but for me, because I'm a fan of him, that I jinxed him. Like I did the video, and since I did the video, I don't even know if he's had a goal since then.
I don't think he has. I think he's gotten a couple of assists, an assist or two maybe, but that's about it.
I did it as a joke. Do not buy. He's bad at hockey. And I don't think he scored a goal since. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? This was like crazy timing.
Terrible. Well, now at least you know if you can jinx people. Yeah, I was going to say, if you can jinx people, maybe use your power for evil. That's like the first thing that I do.
3 Rivers.
So on a related note, if I find out definitively that I have the Bobbles jinx power, if I can inherit even one fraction of it, brace yourselves for the Mike Trout and Tom Brady pump videos coming to my channel soon.
Well, I think you might.
I will have a special. Let me tell you all about this Mike Trout. We're going to talk about some war right now.
You might have did it to Brady. The man got divorced, and
I've been working so hard, Scott. I've been working so hard. The voodoo doll has been working overtime. It's like, I will get this bastard. He'll get his. Oh, he'll get his. You're going to see Mike Trout's going to take in a bat and just spontaneously burst into flames. It's going to be fantastic.
If Brady wins the trophy this year and he's throwing it to somebody else in the bay and it goes in the water, we know you're That would have been the funniest thing ever if that thing would have fell in the water when he threw that trophy from boat to boat.
Speaking of quarterbacks, and it's kind of related to Tom Brady, but what's up with what is Matt Ryan going to go down as most famous for? The Super Bowl or the 33 points? Because he owns
Super Bowl.
Both records now.
Super Bowl. There's no. It's a much bigger stage. It was a terrible loss for them, and it was a record loss for them in the regular season.
Yeah,
but the Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. Now. Everybody saw the Super Bowl is still the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I am convinced to this day, and this is where I need the advanced analytics guys. This is where I need the guys who run the simulations. I just need to know one thing. If the Atlanta Falcons had just kneeled 3 times and punted for the entirety of the fourth quarter, I bet they still win. Well, I think they could legitimately have just kneeled 3 times and punted for the entire rest of the game.
All they had to do was kick a field goal, and they went.
I'm going a step further, Scott. I don't need them to score points. I'm saying
but
kneel 3 times and punt.
That would have been. I'm sitting there going, at the very least, punt the ball. But if you don't kick the field goal, you got a great field goal kicker. I was like,
I just couldn't. I watched that game, and I'm like, Like, I'm not really rooting for either one of these teams. I am rooting against Tom Brady, but it was like, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I watched them collapse like idiots, and I'm like,
Staven. Matt
Well,
Ryan
look
will
at
be
the game
remembered.
yesterday.
I honestly think no one's going to worry about that one, except for Colts fans. Obviously, will get that brought up to them, but Matt
Well,
Ryan
no, I was
less
just
so.
talking about the play calling and you bringing up like the kneeling in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Yesterday, they were up, what? Was it
33. They were up by 33.
14,
Yeah.
and they went 3 and out in 56 seconds in the fourth quarter because they were throwing the ball. And I was like, why? Like,
That's bad play call. That is bad coaching.
Just
That is
hand the
like
ball
bad
off.
play strategy. Yes.
Yeah,
There's
that's
so
because
many things.
They want the first pick next year.
All you have to do is literally just get a kid who plays some Madden to do the play call, and it would have turned out better. You have a
but as a
33-point
quarterback,
lead.
why-
What are we
if
going to
you
do?
know
Run
this
the
is
ball.
Stupid.
Run the ball, eat the clock. You don't have to do
If
anything.
you, as the QB, if you don't want to be the laughing stock and you know it is stupid right now to run this play, why don't you call an audible? I mean, they have that ability.
Yeah, that's what
Allegedly.
we're talking about, Jeff.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. Here's the thing. Matt Ryan will get the abuse for a lot of this stuff. The coach does have the ability. Guys, just look at the situation. There
And
is
he
no
doesn't play
reason to throw the ball.
defense.
There's no reason to throw the ball. Literally
Right.
no reason. Just
Right.
just run the ball. Eat the clock.
Right. Yeah, that was hard. Well, I was busy yesterday, and I looked and saw that the Vikings were losing or whatever, and I was just like, Derek, did somebody tell him that there was a game going on? And I saw they won. I was like, well, somebody woke him up.
Well, the funny part is when Minnesota scored the first touchdown, I made just a funny joke in the Discord and said, Matt Ryan's just trying to up his game. He wants to go for a 33-point halftime collapse. I did not think that would actually come true.
Right.
And I posted that with the Vikings' first touchdown. And then sure as hell it happened.
So what you're saying is the Bobbles jinx is real.
You've seen, I don't know if you went in there and seen that one. I can send it to you.
All right, you have to send it to me. Yeah, I'm
at
curious. I'll touch on 3D 80s
3:05
kid.
p.m.
I think I'm assuming he's talking about like jinxing whatever. Brett Favre's an idiot. And I laugh about it because here's the thing. I don't think it's done anything to his card prices. I actually don't think it's hurt them at all. Like I was looking at some stuff, I don't think it's really hurt at all. No one cares.
And it just makes it more fun for you because
Oh, it does. I literally say all the time, it's like he's not a swell guy. I'm not collecting him because he's a fine, upstanding citizen and a pillar of the community. No, I'm collecting him because I enjoyed watching him in the '90s, play for the Packers, and I liked some of the cards. And honestly, the value for him is not bad, but it hasn't really dropped. I wish it would drop the prices. He is a bastard. Y'all should sell your Favres at like pennies on the dollar to me, especially the good ones. Sell me the good ones. The commons you can keep. Go to them at your little local show. But the good ones, I'll take that shit for pennies on the dollar. Thank you. Please and thank you.
All right. Let's see here.
What are you trying to find, Scott? Oh, he's got something going on. Oh, he found the.
I sent it to Scott on Messenger. Yeah.
All right, so maybe right.
3:05 p.m. I posted the comment, and it said, maybe Matt Ryan just wanted to up his game. This time, go for a 33-point halftime lead blown. That was at 3:05 p.m. Did not think it would happen.
And another Bobbles jinx. Slowly
The
destroying
jinx is real.
The jinx is real, man.
The jinx is real.
Bobbles, I got a list, bro. Like, what do you need? What do you need? It's like I got a couple guys I want to finish them off. Let's go. They're close. They're teetering. They're on the brink. You got to tip them over the top. I'll make it worth your while, Bobbles.
Hopefully Brady retires after this year. Man, he just looks old this year. I mean, Father Time decided to not be nice to him.
Or maybe Father didn't have enough players to carry his ass. Moving on.
Andrew said, let's see some cards. And as David said, some non-Robinson cards.
Interesting. Very specific.
How about Ovi and 800?
Yeah, that's a nice one there.
Here, I'll grab one for Bobbles guy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go. Nats, man.
There's a shiny wand. And I got another one here. Usually I keep this one around, so there you go.
Yeah.
You had that one in your pickups.
You got two of them now.
I've got a second one that's coming in. So this one is the 10, but I've got another one that's coming in. We'll see what that one does.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen this guy. This is one up your alley. I've been trying to work on this set. I can't believe I got this grade because the first time I sent a one of these, I have a couple of the Leias, but got a 7.5 this time. The first one I sent got like a 1 or a 1.5. So
all right.
I'm working on this set. It's the Canadian. It's the Canadian General Mills sticker set.
I was about to ask you what that was. I just sent in the Princess Leia Return of the Jedi sticker.
This is a tough set. It's actually cool how they broke it down. It was like there were different cereals, but only one cereal contained like a part of the set. So to get, I think it was 3 or 4 cards would be in one cereal, 3 or 4 would be in a different cereal.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, and so there's the ones I can't find were in like they were the movie scene ones more, and like the R2D2 and C3PO. Yeah. I'm having trouble finding those, but they were also in the cereal that weren't as popular.
Blueberry Crunch.
They're I found them, but they're pricey. So
Blueberry Crunch.
Yeah, there was Count Chocula and I think one was Cocoa Crisps or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all my cards are in stacks over here, but yeah.
I have basically 2 areas. What's funny is that I'll do all my videos and stuff in the office, but the cards are actually in a shelf upstairs. I do keep stuff on the desk here. Like I do keep some stuff when I'm sorting through some items, or I've got some stuff that I need to sort through. But most of the stuff is sitting over there. It's upstairs.
I've got Bowman Chrome.
There was a whole shelf of this at Walmart yesterday.
How much are they?
Probably 60.
No, it was 50, I think.
All right.
Because the holiday one was 30.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah.
I hear the holiday one this year is not bad. I hear it's decent for what it is.
It's fun.
And it's got all of their. If a player got traded, like Vogelbach in his Mets uniform.
All right.
So it's in the updated. They're updated. Soto's in his Padres uniform.
Nice.
Not his ornament. He's still in a Nationals uni.
Oh, really? I got. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I was right.
Yeah, on the card he's in his Padres. We opened a couple of them. The missus loves the holiday.
I do too. They're very. Me and Mike talked about this, and who I was going to put down for Carlos in the Thunderdome match. So
let's go. By the way, I cheat. Y'all should.
Okay.
They won't last long.
I just think they are they use more imagination when it comes to the holiday, which is supposed to be just this never mind product for the holidays.
Right.
But it's like the funnest one of the year. Everybody looks forward to.
And the quality's good too.
Right. Yeah. And I'm like, they even got them in there up to date. How do you not have them in the update in there? Because High Number has them in their new uniforms or their different uniforms as well, but you get the update and they're not. And
right,
what's going on here? But yeah, I noticed that when I was opening them some only opened 4 packs a day, so I got a little stack over here. I slow roll them. I still got my box.
Good Lord! All right,
I still got my box of A.
I was actually going to ask you if you had opened it.
No, I only open 4 packs a day, man. That's my.
I have to. Now that you're talking about packs and stuff, I'm gonna try to do a giveaway tomorrow. I'm gonna start going live on Monday nights for anybody if you are bored on Mondays.
If you're boring, come on over. I like.
Yeah, if you're boring, come on now. If you
as a viewer, your bar is much lower on the Bobbles live stream. You guys can be boring.
Hell, my computer crashes. It goes like weird
I-
buzzing noises.
It was great.
Dude.
It was great.
I know I'm working. Well, that was as soon as Carlos got on, it crashed.
No, I got on after the crash.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I came on
Like-
after and made fun of the crash. It was fun for me.
Oh, okay.
I think you would
Because
chat.
of
I think you would type something in chat when my
Yeah.
computer froze,
I thought it
and
did.
everybody blamed you or something because the missus was telling me about it.
Well,
But no,
see,
speaking
I can
of
jinx your
hacks,
technology.
I'm gonna
You
try
jinx
to-
athletes. I know my power. I can jinx technology, and I'm gonna. And I do use.
I'm gonna try to do it something.
Hey, Mike.
Maybe the last card in the last pack or something like that. If somebody can guess who it is or what card number or something like that. Because William Sy from the group, he did purchase. He wanted a T-shirt, so he purchased a T-shirt to donate towards the toy drive, and then he said, "Hey, give me another T-shirt and a tumbler, and use those to do as a giveaway." And I was like, "All right, cool." And I have an extra like bobblehead, and I might scrounge up some cards or something like that. We'll do something fun, but I need to get a box of something to rip. We'll have to figure it out, but.
Nice.
So everybody head to Bobbles if you're bored. If you're boring, head
Or
on
if you're
over.
boring.
I
Either
jumped
way, if you're bored or boring, come on.
We accept all kinds.
Head on over, and then if you're not watching Carlos, I don't know where you've been. So I think
I
everybody.
don't know how you miss Carlos. He's like on for multiple days in one live because it normally carries over.
Yeah. I gave up last night. I had to go to bed, so I just had it on. I was playing some. I was playing with Nightwing beat 'em ups.
Right. Well, the thing is, that's the thing, Scott. Like I've told you before, is that the show isn't designed to go that long. The show could end in 45 minutes. Like it literally could, but it's not. It's if the people though, if the chat's going, and because even towards the end, there was still a bunch of folks who were interacting in the chat. And I actually was starting to wrap up a couple of times, but Andy had a couple of good topics towards the end. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll talk about this. Yeah, I'm already up anyway. But let's go.
I saw you had Andy on. I was like, fresh meat. I know Andy's on every once in a while, but man,
well, it's one of those things. I like to have. The chat always jokes about it, calling in the bullpen. It's like, dude, we got some fresh arms in the bullpen. I can grab some folks in there to come in from time to time. Right. Bobbles is always good to come in and join and have a good chat as well. But it's fun to have a nice because not everybody has time. Sometimes it's once in a while. But I reached out to him and he goes, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Send me a link." And I was like, "Let's do it."
Andy loves. He might not buy a lot, but he loves talking about them.
Well, it was part of what we had fun towards, especially later on, is that I think he's kind of in the mode where he's not as much into making content, but he doesn't mind coming around and hanging out in live chats and stuff. And I'm like, if that's the case, then I guess then I'll invite you a little more often because it's kind of fun having Andy's. He actually had a card. He had a pickup. And I was like, wait, hold on. And he's not going to show it on the channel. And we got to see it. It's a Zenith card. It's actually kind of cool. And it's like, well, we got to see it because I invited him on the stream. And we got the chance to look at it.
Speaking of those, I meant to look last night when he was talking about them. I don't know. I'll have to look later and reach out to him. I'm in a very small vintage Facebook group. I don't know if he's trying to build them in a specific grade or anything like that, but there's a dealer that had a ton of Z-Nuts in one huge lot. And if Andy's interested, I can reach out to him to see if he still has them.
Scott,
I got somebody to pay for my like button if everybody wants to like.
Leave it on there for a moment, Scott. This is Eric's very subtle way. Eric is a humble man, and Bobbles knows this. Eric is a humble man. He doesn't want to showcase his generosity, but he's basically saying everybody hits the like button. Yeah, Eric will pay for it.
Yeah, he's gonna pay for it.
In the spirit of the season. He's like Santa Claus out here, man. He's coming in, blessing live streams, blessing channels, left, right, and center.
Speaking of Santa Claus, and I'm not joking, well, about 2 hours ago, when I was eating dinner, got an alert on my phone, eBay sale. I come up to print the label and everything. The eBay ID, Mrs. Claus 1225, Mrs. Claus 1225. I feel like a freaking elf helping out the North Pole, selling some Shohei Ohtani cards from my eBay store. Hey, I'm just giving back to the community, helping out Santa. Mrs. Claus is on doing her shopping. Hey.
Why did none of y'all hit the like? You have to tell them. I don't know. We got somebody sponsoring it now.
I know. We do what we can, man. We do what we can.
That's right.
Yeah, but just real quick on the point though is that over time, because when I started doing the live streams, it was me and just one person chatting one-on-one, and that's that's kind of easy. It stays to a certain. But once you get a panel going, everybody occasionally has a topic that they're really into, so that it can go from.
Right.
The Thunderdome topic lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. Like I was actually very impressed. I was like, "All right, y'all got ideas." Okay.
There was callbacks even till tonight. I mean, it was like that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Occasionally, we'll hit on that topic that is just right.
Yeah.
Occasionally, we'll hit on it. It's just
right. I can tell you brought it up as a fun, just around quick topic, but that just took legs of its own and ran with it.
But that's the hosting thing. But that's the hosting thing, Scott. Once you can sense it. Once you're like, wait. Let this one ride a little bit. Let this one.
Yeah.
I can see the waves are actually moving it. Keep going.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we're not going to go 7 hours here.
You're barely going over one. I thought we were going to start the stream. This is warm up, right?
Yeah. 1 hour is about where I'm at, and so thanks for everybody for tuning in. Great conversations as always in the chat. Thank you, Eric, for sponsoring the like button. We'll get you on Monday night on Bobbles to sponsor it there. So please like, share, tell a friend. I think I'm still one subscriber away from 525. So
let's get Scott up there, man.
Yeah, who's going to be that one guy? Let's do it. And I'll talk a little bit more about that and have my feelings on all of that next week on my Saturday. So until then, y'all be safe out there in your travels this week. I think we're in for some nasty weather for most of the country. So I just want everybody to be safe so I can see y'all next week. So until then, see ya.